Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to my channel, Light of Shaya. My channel is all about illuminating the spiritual path forward and bringing you uplifting messages of love and light. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to those of you who are new. If you enjoy this content, please do hit the like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you. Today is going to be one of my daily messages from Spirit. I was guided towards doing a reading for the Twin Flame Collective, which was quite interesting because I typically don't do readings for Twin Flames exclusively. However, I was guided towards doing that, so here we are. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. I'm going to be opening up with the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, and then we'll get into the tarot. Alrighty, so we have three cards here. We have Wondrous Universe, Walk in Beauty. Fogged in, Go Slow, Take Time. Begin Now, Take Your First Step. Quite interesting here. I'm really drawn here to the Wondrous Universe card, and I find it interesting because for me, although I believe that's Saturn on the left-hand corner there, kind of reminds me a little bit of the moon, and then this here as the sun. Kind of like this is almost like temperance for me, a blending of the masculine and feminine energies. This happens to be the last card in the deck as well. And this is about presence of mind. This is about mindfulness. This is about opening up to God, to Source. It looks like the twins are opening up to Source in a brand new way, in a very magnificent, very spiritual manner of being interconnected with Source and realizing their divine union comes from Source, not as the physical avatars. Fogged in here, it looks like both the twins are currently in a place of confusion, of not really knowing what direction to take, where they're going. The divine feminine is likely in a place of waiting for the masculine to take action here. There is definitely a sense of confusion. I'm getting that very strongly from this card. Likely the feminine has been waiting for the masculine for quite some time. The masculine may be vacillating here. And interestingly enough, we do have the Begin Now, Take Your First Step. Likely the masculine may have finally come to a realization about who the feminine is to him. Interestingly enough, we also have at the bottom of the deck here, Taking Shelter, the answers are within. A lot of introspection, a lot of hermit-like energy, Virgo energy here. I'm going to be using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot here. Let's see how the Divine Feminine and Masculine are doing. It looks like there's quite a bit going on in the spiritual realm here in order to bring the twins together. It's almost as if the divine has been orchestrating something behind the scenes that neither of the twins are aware of. That's a quite interesting message. Archangel Michael in particular has been working towards something. So for the Divine Feminine here, we have the Ten of Swords, an ending. How is the Divine Masculine currently doing? Look at this, okay. Divine Masculine, Eight of Cups, walking away. What is the connecting energy between Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine? We have the King of Swords here. So there may have been a discussion between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine at some point. The Divine Masculine may have walked away from the Divine Feminine and she's been left here in the Ten of Swords. And then do keep in mind, for those of you who are on the Twin Flame journey, that the energies could go vice versa. This could be the opposite, I'm getting, interestingly enough. The Divine Feminine likely walked away from the Masculine, and he's been left dealing with the dark night of the soul. Message from Higher Self to the Divine Masculine. Knight of Wands here. This is about player energy of lack of commitment, likely being asked to look at this, making the first step towards recognizing this. This is definitely, this for me is feeling like the divine masculine, this Ten of Swords here. Yeah, look at this. Lovers wanted to come out as I was saying that. Quite interesting. Let's see, a message from higher self to the divine feminine. Ace of Swords, a moment of clarity, of truth. There's something about looking at the truth. Maybe this is what this fogged in energy is about. Taking the first step to walk away from this connection, recognizing that the masculine is no longer going to be entertaining the connection, or rather, the feminine no longer wants to entertain the masculine anymore. She's come to a moment of clarity, of truth, recognizing that she's been likely holding out for quite some time in hopes that the masculine would come towards her, and it simply did not happen. Yes, overcoming that the Eight of Swords. I was going to say, goodness, the Strength card. So Eight of Swords. This could be about a mentality that somebody once held, that fogged in energy here, and finally cutting that out, realizing, recognizing what's going on. What's going on in the subconscious of the divine masculine? So I have two cards that wanted to come out. I had the Hangman and the Nine of Swords. So this masculine could be in a place of stagnation here, feeling quite worried about the situation, feeling stagnant, feeling like they've no sense of clarity, having sleepless nights as a result of this ending. The connecting energy here, the King of Swords, is very logical, very detached. It's quite interesting to me because it looks like the feminine is choosing to walk away from her emotions and rather move into a more masculine state of dealing with logic, with thought. Where's the divine feminine in the subconscious? The subconscious for the divine feminine? King of Cups. That's beautiful energy here. Very masculine. We have a perfect blend of masculine and feminine energies. It looks like the feminine has evolved here into a place of union within herself in terms of her emotional state. Walking in beauty with the Wondrous Universe card here. She's taken the first step to walk away from this connection and say, I'm done. And she's recognizing now the union within self. That's beautiful. How is the divine masculine looking at the connection? Death. Ending, transformation. Some of you could be dealing with the Scorpio, a Pisces. This is Sagittarian energy. This is Aquarian energy for me. And this is Cancerian. So some of you could be dealing with a twin that is of those signs. You yourself could be one of those signs. Interestingly enough, I'm seeing major arcana on the side of the masculine. So this is very spiritual in nature. There seems to be a very transformative energy going on for the masculine right now. Painful endings, very brutal here with the Ten of Swords. And this is for me, the way the masculine is looking at this connection is, of course, it's ended, it's done. But we could see the sun rising in the background here on this card, and we could also see the sun rising here. This is like a new dawn. Seeing things more clearly, likely. That is why things have been fogged in for the masculine. Likely the masculine hasn't come into that moment of clarity the way that the feminine has. And of course, the feminine typically leads the masculine in this connection, right? How is the feminine looking at this connection? Got the Magician here, manifesting things, single energy here, Gemini, Virgo. This is finally, wow, that's beautiful. This is the first major arcana that comes out for the feminine. This is about manifestation, about infinite potential. She recognizes she has all the tools necessary in order to create the life that she wants. With the masculine or without, she cares not. How will things be playing out between the twins within the near future? So for the near future, we have the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and Justice. And interestingly enough, I'm seeing how the cards are facing the masculine on this end. Likely the masculine was very manipulative in the past. very egoic, looking at how he could have his cake and eat it too with the Knight of Swords, or excuse me, the Knight of Wands here. Very masculine, forward movement energy. Note, I want to note here that the King of Cups is on the side of the feminine, and the connecting energy is the King of Swords, which is quite interesting to me. On the masculine's perspective here, we have lots of swords energy, right? I mean, we have the Ten of Swords, the King of Swords as a connecting energy, and then we have these two in the near future. I sense this as a karma being served here with the Justice card. This is going to cut out, excuse my language, but the bullshit on the side of the masculine here. A moment of inspiration coming through with the Ace of Wands, and we do have the Four of Wands here, recognizing the connection for what it is through likely an intuitive spark. This was absolutely necessary for the masculine to go through this very painful ending. The feminine is already walked away from that. She's been there, done that. She's already started manifesting for herself, recognizing her power. That is beautiful. So likely there may be a conversation that happens between the masculine and the feminine here. Knight of Swords coming in very quickly. For some of you, this person may show up at your doorstep, somebody who's just showing up very quickly here. But the intentions aren't necessarily right. And I think, in a sense, this is also on both sides. Five of Swords being in smack dab in the middle here. It looks like neither of the twins wants to back down. The feminine may be saying, well, you've hurt me in the past, and clearly you have no idea of how much that hurt. Why are you here? What do you want? I'm not entertaining this anymore. And the masculine, obviously, on the other end saying, well, I've done absolutely nothing wrong. I don't see what the problem is here. I'm not going to admit to something that I feel wasn't wrong on my behalf. And then, of course, we have justice coming through. Finally, balancing the scales, balancing the karma between both the masculine and feminine energies here, which is going to bring a brand new beginning with the Ace of Wands and the Four of Wands here. Likely a union. After this conversation happens, after recognizing the divinity of the connection. However, I'm getting the sensation here that the masculine still has some growth to do. This is at the end here with the Ten of Swords. This is something that is transforming for the masculine. The feminine has already well done that, and she's already in a state of manifestation here, seeing that she likely has helped manifest this return on the masculine's side. But she's not emotionally invested the way she used to be. She's seeing the connection for what it is. It's holy in nature to help her grow, which it has with the King of Cups here. Lots of deep feelings, but being able to control those emotions, knowing when they serve her and when they do not, and walking away from them whenever that seems, whenever she feels that things are getting a little bit imbalanced. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards here from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and then that'll close out the reading. If you guys are enjoying this content, please do hit the like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. Some advice for the twins here. Something is telling me to pull this. Look at this. So, some advice for the twins. Trust in divine detours with Coyote Spirit. This is likely a divinely guided separation for the twins. There is a reason why this had to play out the way that it did in order to help cultivate and grow each individual twin, to help them come into union within themselves. There we go. Time to let go, Groundhog Spirit. It looks like on the feminine side, she's well on the way of doing this. So it's about letting go of the connection, knowing it's time to move on, moving on to bigger and better things, about focusing on stability here. This is a number 4. And then finally, we have Koi Fish Spirit. There is always enough. Recognizing that the connection isn't a necessity in this life, that both the twins serve a very clear purpose in each other's lives. And if the union is meant to be in this lifetime, it will come to be. It's a matter of letting go and letting be, letting God. We have here at the bottom of the deck also Owl Spirit. You see clearly now, which really corresponds to me with this Ace of Swords, a moment of truth and clarity. For some of you, I'm getting the sense I need to say this. For some of you, the person that you've encountered that you believed was a twin was likely a catalytic twin, somebody that helped you grow spiritually, and now you're seeing that person for who they are, recognizing the divine purpose for that person, and letting them go. This will likely bring you the true connection that you've been seeking, the true twin, or a high-level soulmate for those of you who your twin is refusing to do the work for, as a walk-in soul, in order for you both to come into union and create what it is that your soul's mission was on this planet. Very interesting message here for the collective twin flame here. Very interesting. So this is going to go ahead and wrap the reading up for me here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, once again, hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.